And maybe you're entering into that state of consciousness somewhat frequently, but you're not there permanently. And that state is not your fundamental makeup. Hey, reality hackers, what's going on? And today I wanted to have a little chat with you about manifestation backfiring. This is something tremendously important. I think that a lot of people are searching this right now. That's how I got the idea for this video. But ultimately, I think it's a really important question, right? There are so many questions around manifesting, ultimately, because there's so much to be studied inside of us. And if you've been at the channel for a while, if you've been with Reality Hacker, you know that we adhere to the ethos that you don't get what you want, you get what you are. And a lot of the times, what I find when it comes to manifestations backfiring is that most of the time, there is a tinge of double-mindedness, right? If you read the Bible, James chapter 1, verse 27, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all of their ways. And I notice here, if you listen to our videos, we talk about the sense of need and getting rid of that sense of need. It's so important because the sense of need actually repels the thing wanted. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Like needing something actually pushes it away. And so when it comes to a backfiring manifestation, right, when we're looking at a backfire, something not working the way we thought it would, or something happening opposite of what we wanted to happen here, 99% of the time, what I find when I have a conversation with somebody that brings this up to me is there's a flip-flop. There's a back and forth of, hey, this is what I want, but this is what I believe to be true. And maybe you're entering into that state of consciousness somewhat frequently, but you're not there permanently. And that state is not your fundamental makeup. And what I mean by that is that at the end of the day, you can enter into a state of consciousness. Entering into a state of consciousness one time, twice, 3 times, 4 times does not imply rearrangement of psychological makeup. And this is super important for us to understand, because if we're approaching this manifestation from fight or flight, if there's any sense of need or security that we believe this thing will bring to us, right? It's really, really important that we find that in ourselves before we look for it in the thing, right? And this is, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to remain single-minded. And this is not a one-time thing, it's a consistency, right? So how do you keep your manifestations from backfiring? The first key here is to be very, very clear on what you want. The second key is to be very, very clear on the state of consciousness that implies you already have what you want. Because what happens here is I'm going throughout my day and I'm going, oh yeah, I am this. Minute later, hour later, something happens. Oh man, I freaking hate that. That's why I don't have this. Or maybe something serious happens and I start questioning, right? This is why I don't have this thing. Is this why I don't have this thing? Is this why I don't have this thing? All of that convoluted conversation internally actually results in a confused vibration, right? Confused vibrations, you know exactly what they produce, right? They produce confused realities, and we're finding mixed signals over and over and over and over again. And this is why I talk so much about the becoming, about falling in love with the process. Because when we're obsessed with getting things, we often overlook the details that if we paid attention to would in fact allow us to get there quicker, right? We get what we want by becoming the person who does and gets those things. And so oftentimes, if I'm not prepared to receive what it is that I am wanting, and this is a big one, I can do a lot of things with it that will cause it to result in what I might term as a backfire, or I've manifested this thing and now it's gone, right? Super, super important here that I am paying attention to where I am internally, right? That's going to give me all the clarity in the world. If you honestly take real inventory of what's happening inside of you, the events that are unfolding inside of you in relation to you having what you want, you will know exactly why things are playing out the way they are. It is impossible to have a clear vibration and not have a clear reality. It is very possible to have a confused vibration and have a confused reality. And nonetheless, the law does not change. We become and we do as a result of our becoming. Most of us, right? What does Charles Handel say? I can only do to the extent that I can be. I can only be to the extent that I am. What I am is determined by my fundamental self-concept. Most of us are just concerned with the receiving. We're not concerned with the becoming. And if I could give you any tip to manifesting the life of your dreams, which I have done multiple times over, okay? It is to be consistent and hyper clear. You know, there's a statement that's come to my mind and kind of come to my spirit over the last 2 years or so. Clarity is my best friend. Clarity is my best friend, right? Because as I am clear internally, I am clear externally. But if I'm confused internally, I'm confused externally, right? So the best thing that you can do as you're in the process of becoming and manifesting is look at what's going on inside of you. Look at the events that are unfolding inside of you. What's happening when you're thinking about getting what you want? Is there resistance that shows up, right? Do you immediately respond to a desire with tons of, well, you know, this is why this couldn't happen, right? This is where we want to really move. We want to really be. We really want to focus, right? It's not about writing the affirmations. It's not about your vision board. It's really not. And there's no offense, right? I had a vision board very, very, very long time ago. And when I look at my life before and after my vision board usage, yeah, it's completely different, right? Vision boards can serve to get you very clear on what you want, but they don't really help you get clear on who you need to become in order to get what you want. And that's what we want to focus here. So when it comes to manifestations backfiring, one of the biggest contributions to that is a lack of consistency, right? What does Neville say? The key to success is a disciplined attention and a well-controlled imagination. And you can even replace those: well-controlled attention, disciplined imagination, right? I can't go back and forth between lack and having and expect to see a clear having in front of me. To the one who has, more is given. To the one who has not, more is taken away. What happens internally happens externally. What doesn't happen internally doesn't usually happen externally. And if it does happen, I wouldn't respond to it from a place of fragmentation because I am living in fullness. And this is so important, right? It's not about the things. It's about you discovering yourself, knowing that you are in fact your imagination. You're not real. And this is not woo. This is like common sense. When you break down the personality is literally a bundle of beliefs. You're not real. Who you are is your imagination. And so if you can just allow yourself to be clear, focused, consistent, disciplined, you will see less and less and less backfiring happening. So really short overview here. If you're interested in diving deeper into yourself, get the I Am experience, man. We built that. Thousands and thousands of customers have taken that now. 45 days of experimentation, diving you into the deepest parts of yourself that you have never known, but always have been. All right, you're amazing, you're powerful. Make sure to check out all the other resources in our bio as well. You're freaking amazing. You're worth it. You deserve to get to the next level. As always, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. And we'll see you soon for another video.